I am on a mission to educate people about nutrition. I love educating people about nutrition. So, in the previous live stream, I have talked about what is nutrition and what are the different nutrients, right? I had talked about carbohydrates, proteins, water, and fats as macronutrients, and then vitamins and minerals as micronutrients. So, today I'm going to talk about which are the carbohydrates. What is carbohydrates? So, what is carbohydrate? The main carbohydrates is the main source of energy through which our body gets instant energy. So, what is included in carbohydrates? I am going to talk about it. Let me tell you about the different types of carbohydrates. So, the different types of carbohydrates are simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates, the carbohydrates which we eat, for example, polished rice or maida. These are simple carbohydrates which or sugar, directly sugar, sugar, good, honey, all these are simple carbohydrates because as soon as we consume them, they are going to as soon as we consume they are going to get easily digested and they are going to convert it into glucose or the sugar or glucose, whatever you can say. So these are called simple carbohydrates. Our body does not take much time for digesting them. So these are simple carbohydrates. What are complex carbohydrates? Complex carbohydrates, they have fiber with them. Okay, they are not simple, they are not easily, means they don't get digested instantly. They are called complex carbohydrates. Now, whole grains with the cover, right, or brown rice, or we'll say pulses, vegetables, fruits which have fiber in it, these are called complex carbohydrates. Now, as they are having fiber along with it, it is not going to get digested instantly, but slowly, they are going to get digested, and slowly, the sugar is going to get released. So, whenever a nutritionist or a dietitian, if you go to a nutritionist or a dietitian, she will tell you that you should eat complex carbohydrates. Now, why should and if a person is not feeling well, and if somebody who has not eaten for a long time, they will need simple carbohydrates. So if somebody wants instant energy, they should be given simple carbohydrates. But if somebody wants energy in small chunks, then they should consume complex carbohydrates, right? For example, I will talk about diabetes. If a person is suffering with diabetes or pre-diabetes, they do not need that sugar to get spiked in one instant. So, should avoid eating simple carbohydrates. They should go for the complex carbohydrates like whole grains, like brown rice, or anything included with fiber, or you can mix the simple carbohydrates with something fibrous, and then you can consume that, right? But if somebody is having some problem with their stomach, and they are not able to keep their things, means they are having loose motions, or they are vomiting, of somebody is having fever, or somebody is on a fast and they have not eaten for a whole day, or they have not eaten for 2 3 days, something like that, then they should first consume the simple carbohydrates, right? So there are two types, as I said, simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. Now, fiber is also a type of carbohydrate, which is complex carbohydrates. Now, some fibers, they are digestible, and some fibers, they are non-digestible, right? But we need both type of, or we can say uh, there are digestible fibers, there are non-digestible fibers, there are soluble fibers, there are non-soluble fibers, but we need fiber in all these forms, because different forms of fiber is going to help you for different functions of the body, right? Now let me give you the examples of carbohydrates As I was talking, ki rice, the plain white rice, polished rice, it gives us carbohydrate, instant carbohydrate. So rice, dal, pulses, wheat, poha, suji, which are again made out of, poha is made of out of rice, suji is made out of rice. Then different types of millets, pulses, sprouts, all these give us carbohydrates, right? But when you take it in a whole form or with the fiber, it is going to give us energy in a slowly chunks of release. And if you go for a plain white rice, it will instantly rise your sugar. Then we will come to fruits. All types of fruits have carbohydrates. Now it depends on how you are going to consume that fruit. If you uh, with the help of a juicer, if you extract the juice, if you strain the juice, and you purely take the juice, the strained one, by removing the fiber, then it is going to instantly raise your sugar, because it is simple carbohydrate. But if you eat the whole fruit along with the fiber, or you drink the juice without straining, then it is having some fiber, and it will release the sugar in a slow and steady manner. So all types of fruits, all types of grains, bread, anything made out of rice, millets, jowar, bhakri, bajra, all these are millets, and they do come under carbohydrates only. Many of the people, they ask me ki, we are not going to eat we are not eating gehu, or we are not eating chapati, I am having bhakri. So why should it increase my sugar? Definitely bhakri is having carbohydrates only, because jowar, bajra, ragi, not rye, sorry, ragi, they are all sources of carbohydrates only. But we do not use jowar and bajra and ragi in a polished way, means the fiber is intact with them, and hence it takes time to digest, and the sugar is released slowly. And that is the reason, when we suggest people, we suggest ki instead of going for maida roti or chapati, you can opt for the bhakri, which is made out of millets. We can cook different recipes of millets, not only bhakri. There are many recipes which we can use of millets also. And every time a dietitian or a nutritionist will suggest you to have foods, she will or he will insist on having the whole food, whole fruit. Okay, so that was all about carbohydrates. Remember again, carbohydrate is the main source of energy. So if somebody or if some diet is going to suggest you that you have to skip the carbohydrates, you should eat zero carbohydrates, it is totally wrong. You should not skip, or it should not be zero carbohydrates, right? That is totally wrong. You need the carbohydrates, because they are the main source of energy for your body. Got it? Bye for today. Thank you for watching. If you want to connect with me, you can connect with me on WhatsApp. I will share the number, that is 9923218618. That is my number. You can or you can comment on this below this live video, and I will definitely get in touch with you.